Hello everyone, I am back with another Wonderfest video, this time from 1996. The history on this video is I was taking a video art class at the time and I could not do the final project, which was make a movie with the class because Wonderfest fell on that weekend and I was not missing it. So I decided and I talked to my professor and talked him into letting me film Wonderfest for my project. It turned out terrible. But what I have here is most of the raw footage that I took. I did edit some stuff out. I left a lot of stuff in, like the entire award ceremony, just in case there's someone who's watching this that wants to see themselves win an award that year. I decided to leave that in. But there's really some great interviews with some very familiar faces that I think are going to be very surprised to find themselves on YouTube from 1996 at Wonderfest. Enjoy.
Right now, I'm packing my kits, my models to take Enzyme from the MacGyver movies, Clark from Deep Space Nine. Pretty much have to wrap them all in newspaper, don't want anything happen to them. My personal favorites, Dr. Chenard from Hellraiser 2.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Scout, and you're saying 2 nights?
Yeah, tonight and tomorrow night.
And how many keys do you need for this room?
Two. Here we are at the bar. That's gonna be the best video, let me tell you. Name! Dave! Hey, Lance! What's your name, Lance?
I'm Lance Wood. What's your name?
All right.
What's your name, Lance?
Oh, come on.
I'm not in it. Come on. You're in it, buddy. You're in it.
Hey, I can do my name and sign.
Do your name and signs. Come on.
Sign it.
There you go.
Man, a minute.
Name.
Or, better known as the dog squad.
We need names.
I'm sorry, that's what they gave me.
Leanne Brackney.
We're Ken and Jennifer Stevens.
All right.
Weird.
What's up for Ken and Jennifer? All right.
When Ken's around.
Wasn't I talking to people in the club?
Upstairs, that room, 475.
175.
The character shop is upstairs, and so it's up there making meals, I guess.
Tallahassee, Florida.
Orlando, Florida.
Florida.
North Carolina.
North Carolina. Charlotte. All right. Wait, I missed it. Long Island. Wait. Very good.
Hooters. Such a skinny guy. I mean, you get to banks. You can't go to like a regular hobby store or something. And just go. Yeah, that's in the back. Plus, I mean, there's this stuff you still don't even.
Everybody can appreciate what we're going through.
A bunch of stuff with it.
Yeah, the same Star Trek set.
I'm still like making up the cards for the auction.
We can win the war! We don't need no gasoline! He said that Francis, by the end of that 2 hour session, that not only must the film be made exactly the way Francis saw it, but it was going to be the first motion picture to ever win the Nobel Prize for Peace. You don't know what happened in the film here, do you? That's what we're waiting for right now.
I was walking over there to Blockbuster just down the road.
And working on Conan the Barbarian, Ron made this dream list of all the people that he wanted to have in the art department. And Steven Spielberg got a copy of that list and began Ron to hire every one of those persons. And that was the crew that he staffed for Raiders of the Lost Ark. And then his next group was, hey, I've got all these people on, I want you and Bill to come on board for Raiders. And we felt horrible because we were really loyal to John for giving us such a break in doing Conan. We really didn't want to leave John Milius adrift like that. And Steven really wanted Ron on Raiders. And so he started to tempt him. He said, Willie, I know, I'll let you direct the sequel to Close Encounters. And Ron like, don't say stuff like that. And Ron said, well, I've never read this. Well, I'm ready to see today. Come watch me today and you know how to direct. Ron's like, no, it's not ready. And so this is the bait that Steven kept dangling in front of Ron. And Ron finally said, no, Steven, I can't do this to John. So Steven said, okay, you can't direct the sequel to Close Encounters. So we went out, we made Conan, came back, and when we came back, Steven contacted Ronnie and he said, well, I changed my mind. I still want you to direct the sequel to Close Encounters. Okay, so Ron got together with a great screenwriter, John Sayles, and the two of them wrote this thriller based upon a supposedly true story of two different groups of aliens that had a shootout at this farm in Nebraska. And they called it Night Skies. They got Rick Baker to start sculpting the aliens and designing the aliens. And then a funny thing started happening. Steven began to get more involved. He was originally just going to be a producer, but he started to change things. He started to change things in the design of the alien. He started to change things in the story. Here, change things there. And before Ron knew it, it seemed like the whole story had been changed, and it really wasn't the picture that Ron wanted to do anymore. Ron was getting very depressed about this. One day, Steven came up to Ron and said, Ron, I don't know how to tell you. I really want to direct this. I'll give you $100,000 and a point to the film that you just want. And Ron said, great, I'll take it. And he forgot about it. And about 9 months later, we went to a screening of the film, and I thought, oh God, this is like the most sentimental. I'm so glad. They forgot about that until about 6 months later. They're looking in the papers and they're seeing that the film, which is now called E.T., has grossed over $400 million. And Ron's wife said, Ron, don't we have a formula? So they checked their contracts. Well, we do. So they called Universal, and Universal said, oh, thank God, this is the first verifiable point. And they immediately sent a messenger over with a check for $800,000. So to date, because of what E.T. has grossed, Ron has made well over $10 million for not directing the film. Yes. Yeah, I've done 5 pictures with Arnold. I did Conan the Barbarian, Conan the Destroyer, Ray Sonia, Predator, and then a film that didn't get made, Captain Blood. And So I knew Arnold referred to as Arnold.
That's what I was gonna say, when he won the big,
Yeah, Conan helped him to get there. He's a very sweet guy.
Were the working conditions of Predator pretty bad where it was filmed?
Oh, well, Predator, I wasn't on the set for Predator. I just, they hired me to design the creature. And so I did that from basically home.
Still in Mexico?
Yeah, shot in Mexico. I heard it was an incredibly rough shoot. And at one point they had to scrap a bunch of stuff and redo the creature suit. I think that's what Stan was thinking. And then a friend of mine who was the construction coordinator for Masters of the Universe, John Reinhardt, went down there and sort of bailed him out and became their emergency production designer for Predator. So it was saved the lives. Oh, I don't remember.
No, Kevin Peter Hall was Predator.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
He has like, you know, swords and guns.
Oh, Bill is definitely, he had guns all over the office. And it was interesting to me because at one point we moved from the agent offices over to Dino De Laurentiis' offices in Beverly Hills. And there was a fellow that worked for Dino De Laurentiis named Dino Conte. And Les Bychins, the producer on the show, said, now, you don't ever want to be around this guy, Dino Conte. Well, this is Dino's hitman. I mean, it's like I start hearing the, you know, the Godfather being played. And then Dino Conte came into our office one time, and he went into John's office while we were there. It was really interesting because John has got these guns, and he's waving the guns right on the plane. You should see this one. You know, this is a really good one. Grab another. Oh, look at this. This handle's really great and stuff. Whenever Dino Conte would touch the gun, it would be very attentive, very gentle, because he knew what he was really for. Very, 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 very different people. China Lake. And so I said, well, can I see China Lake? And so they had a screening of it for me. And it was the weirdest sensation. I started watching this film, and it looked like I was watching a film that I had directed but I'd never seen. His storytelling style was exactly the same as mine. Shot for shot, compositions, everything was the way I would tell a story cinematically in China Lake. So I knew why he didn't change anything of the stuff that I had done for the picture, because we were just right in sync with our visions. So that's never happened to me before or since. Very good. The question is, when I'm doing storyboards, do I already know what the characters look like? Do I know what the aliens or the creatures look like? Is it a fully realized concept? And the answer is it's different for every film. Sometimes, well, actually, what made me think I could become a production designer is that I began storyboarding films without any direction from anybody whatsoever. And so I thought, well, if I'm putting characters in settings, I've got to design the settings that are realistic. And so I knew what they would look like. And I ended up designing a lot of films. To this day, when I design motion pictures, I will often do storyboards for a certain scene if I know we're losing money, so that you don't build any more than needs to be shot. As far as the creatures, sometimes that will come before I'm hired, sometimes that will come after, sometimes I'm the guy they hired to do it. So, and sometimes these directors will be real exact with what they want, others will just say, hey, just do it your way.
I was thinking about the two that might the two that I guess oh, they're fine. No, no, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I got it right here.
Dying to see how many emails we're gonna have when we get home.
It's gonna be insane, totally.
There, gremlins.
How'd you get started in figure kit?
Blame Kevin Clement. He's walking down there. That's Al.
Where'd he go? There's Al.
Python Press.
Okay.
My bald spot.
There's Al's bald spot.
We all got one of those going.
Aurora's when I was a kid. And then just writing for the magazines helps. You get a lot of free stuff that way, so remember that. Write for magazines, take photographs, and you get a lot of free kits, and you don't have to pay, and it'll lead to producing your own kits. After producing kits, you trade, so you don't have to buy kits anymore. It all works out for the best.
Where do you think the hobby's going?
It's getting a little bit stale. You're seeing a lot of the same kits over and over, but it's going to keep growing as long as we can get the kids in.
Okay.
We're going to need the kids in.
Oh, wait.
Wait, let's make them Batman. Do it right. No, it's Yvonne Craig, right here. The original Batgirl, right here, ladies.
Great.
All her girlfriends like this.
This would be such a great base stuff. Cash reception without water. Yeah, it's I don't know if you've had any. Yeah, actually, I want to make some bases. I wish you would some. You know, I did one time. I know you did. I was down at Helen Freeman's. You still have one really awesome. You know, those original bases I did, I never learned how to sell. Now I want to do some really good ones. See, I've actually designed this, haven't done it yet. I've designed it. So I can just like it. designed it to be as
Yeah, you put the hand there.
Hey Donnie, have you seen John? You know where he is?
Wonderful.
Keeps getting bigger. Still.
That's probably going to be it's not $1,000. Thank you very much. Nice meeting you.
Real close.
That's right.
Howdy doody.
Name?
Rich Van Bremen out of Stewart Straff, Virginia.
And who's this?
Speak up. And then he would do.
How'd you get started in figure kit building?
When I was a kid, about his age, I used to do a lot of tanks and airplanes and stuff, and I built figures to complement the tanks. And then they got to where the tanks and the planes were taking up so much room, I just kind of stopped on those altogether and got out of the hobby for a while. When I got back into it, I found that figures were what I enjoyed doing, and they take up a whole lot of room, but they ain't any cheaper.
How long have you been back into it now for?
About 3 years. What got me started was we went to, Jimmy and I both went to a model expo in DC, which was primarily military figures, and a lot of
What do you think?
Oh, this is great. This is great. It's not only is a lot of fun, but there's a whole lot of camaraderie here that you don't see at a lot of different events like this.
No, I mean,
a good time.
How far did you drive to get here?
463 miles.
Yikes. All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, what's your name?
I'm Lance Woods.
Where are you from?
I'm from Huntingburg, Indiana.
Okay.
And I've been in the hobby for, I guess, about 3 or 4 years now. Had a friend that got me hooked on it. And been to Wonderfest for 3 years. This is my 3rd year here.
Mine too.
Your
Third.
3 years?
3. How'd you get started?
Got started with actually fixing some guy's computer and painted models. So I asked him about the models and all, and he got me hooked on it.
Is this your X-Files kit over here?
That's my X-Files kit up there.
There, see that, you
I
guys?
guess you're gonna zoom in on it. God, I'd have to kill you.
Anyway, what do you think about the hobby nowadays? Where do you think it's going?
I think it's getting larger. Hopefully prices will go down.
Yeah, hopefully. Explain to them how much that costs, probably.
That costs probably about $100 and all.
See, that's not too bad, actually.
Not counting paint.
Not counting paint, but $100 isn't too bad. All right, you having fun though this weekend?
Oh yeah, having a great time.
What do you think about the Gremlin stuff?
Gremlin stuff's cool.
We finally met him all.
Gremlins rule.
All right, thanks, Lance. How'd you get started in the garage kit industry?
I kind of fell into it. A friend of mine saw me sculpting a Terminator skull at home, and he said you should sell these, and so I did. I started selling them, and I went to a couple of shows and saw what people were doing, and it just all snowballed from there. And I did one thing, and then another, and another, and it became popular, so I continued with it.
Doing pretty well then?
Yeah, I've been living on it for the last few years.
How do you get inspired? What makes you pick what character to do?
Oh, I don't know. I just pick what I think would look good. A lot of people always throw suggestions at me, but I don't know. I try to pick what is relatively popular and also what I like.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Where do you see the whole industry going?
Well, I don't know. Things have grown a lot in the last few years. It's amazing. When I first started in this, in the early 90s, there was hardly anything. And now it's like there's literally almost everything. And a lot of the big companies are catching on that there's money to be made in this, and there's a lot of great stuff coming out and all that, but still it could go even further.
Right, like all that tester stuff over there.
Yeah.
And Revel and
it's gonna go even further. All these figures that before people just seem to have no interest in. Mm-hmm. There's so much great stuff coming out that it's catching on. It'll take a few years more, but...
How long did it take you to get here? Where you're from?
New York City.
New York?
Yeah, we flew. So it took about an hour and a half.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Paul Antonelli.
And this is?
The Character Shop.
Character Shop. How'd you get started?
Oh boy. Really? How did I get started?
Yeah, how'd you get started, really?
Well, I built my first kit when I was 4 years old.
Was that?
The Aurora Creature from the Black Lagoon. Because my mother did the Aurora Mummy for me. And my whole family's into horror, so I just got hooked.
It seems like a lot of the people got started with the Aurora stuff. You think that's true?
A lot of people my age, which is, 15, 16, no, I'm just kidding. 38. Yeah, people in their 30s.
What do you think about Wonderfest?
It's good.
Good?
Cool show.
Do a lot of business here, or?
Enough. A lot of people buy tours from the mail, too, so, yeah.
Where do you see the whole hobby going?
Oh, boy. I wish I knew.
Up or down?
I wish I knew. Seems to be staying right about the same right now, but if prices go up, I think it's gonna slack off a little. Prices come down, it'll pick up. You get people like Ravel Monogram coming into more figure kits. Mm-hmm. So at $48, reasonable price. So that should boost it.
Where are you from?
Boston.
Boston. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
They had to did like a small diorama, 24 hours, and had to charge a certain profit. They had to build like say at 60 minutes, like a clock card. I can see stuff.
Hey, don't get too. You see how it flashes right there, just like that. He has ways to build it. I broke the lens.
Bill Brookman. This is Bill Brookman's first issue of Model Figure Collector. It first came out, and basically him starting this is what started all the other publications. Amazing Figure Modelers Resource, Kit Builders, all that kind of stuff. Was, all started from this little publication.
How long ago did that come out?
Always in 86. So 6, 7, 10 years, 10, 11 years ago.
Is that how you got started in the whole thing?
The guy that originally started this is been a friend of mine since kindergarten and all that kind of stuff. So that got it. And one day we were sitting around trying to think of an idea, to do something, and he mentioned about doing a book on just modeling, and we came up with Kit Builders and Glue Snippers, and that was the original title for it. And then a couple of years ago we dropped the Glue Snippers.
What do you like best about this hobby?
Oh, good question. I don't know. I just grew up building Aurora stuff, you know, as a kid in the 60s and stuff like that. And so I just really like it. I like the idea of TV, movies, stuff like that being in a figure. You know, you can sit on your shelf, you know, stuff like that.
Do you think the hobby's going to expand or shrink?
No, I think it's still going to grow because when you got companies like Revell Monogram, Testers, Earl, all that kind of stuff doing figure kits, coming out with figure kits and stuff like that, people are starting to take a little more notice to it. You know? It's not boats, cars, and planes all the time. It's more, you know, so. It was real big in the 60s.
If you're in the room anywhere,
it died out. It's kind of creeping back. But it's a slow thing, you know, it's not like a pet rock or something where everybody, you know, loves it for a year and then it goes away. You know? And so I think it's a good thing. It's growing slow, and yeah, we, you know, as far as the magazine goes, we get more and more subscribers all the time with that, so it's growing at a good state.
I think you guys put out one of the better magazines, actually. I really like it. Every time I can find it, I get it.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing, too, is this is still really an underground hobby. It's an underground hobby. It's not baseball cards, it's not comic books.
Right.
You know, you're not, if you walk out on the street and ask 10 people what's a garage kit, you know, it's where you park your car. You know, they don't know what you're talking about. So,
where are you from?
Ohio.
Ohio?
South of Cleveland. South of Cleveland. Yeah. And that's, you know, grew up, still there. That's where I built my first kits in Ohio and all that kind of stuff.
All right, thank you very much.
Sure. Thanks.
Look up, Dave. America's Most Wanted's here.
If I was America's Most Wanted, I'd be getting paid better.
Making some money.
Dave Cockrum.
Where'd you get started?
Well, my first work was for Warren Comics, the black and white stuff from the 70s, which they did Vampirella, Creepy, and Eerie. And I was not quite good enough to get work in the color comics, but Warren gave me a chance, and my first work was with him.
What's some more of your more famous characters you've created?
Well, the X-Men are what I'm most notable for. I created Storm, Nightcrawler, Colossus, Thunderbird, and a whole host of supporting characters for the X-Men.
What do you think about the whole garage kit industry?
I love it.
Really?
I just wish I could. I have designed a number of garage kits myself. I just wish I could sculpt so I could do the sculpting on them. If I ever.
Man, you eat a lot.
It's only one.
Only one what?
Skip the price. Yeah.
The movie Robot Monster. Actually, it was only 63 minutes long, so it's probably original. At 12 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen, we got Brian Bobrow. Popper, I'm sorry. Now Brian's going to kill me. Yeah. That's how it's spelled here.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right. I was up above your head anyway. Your name?
My name's Tom Wibben.
And you do?
This is my hobby. It's how I relax after work, build large Star Trek models.
How much work goes into, say, this enterprise right here?
This was about a year's effort, and that's putting in like 20 to 30 hours a week after work.
How many altogether have you done? Is this your whole collection here? Or?
This is pretty much the collection of the large ones. I've got some smaller ones at home, but this is the biggies.
How'd you get started doing it?
Wife and I went out to the 20th anniversary convention in Los Angeles and saw some large ones out there, liked the idea, and built my first big Enterprise A at that time. Got invited to my first Star Trek convention where they picked up the tab. Okay, bigger's better. I'll make more bigger.
Yeah. How many you got total?
What do we got here? I think there's 6 of them. Well, the big ones, not counting the space dock.
All right.
I'm working on probably going to be the Enterprise B. It's It's going to be the largest model we made, and by the time it's finished, it'll be 8'9" from the tip of the saucer to the end of the warp drive.
How many lights will be in that?
That's going to be probably a couple dozen fluorescent lights to light up the engineering hall and the main saucer, and we're talking about 3 dozen different running lights, a lot of light bulbs.
For about that, how much money goes into something about that?
Model that size, that'll probably be around $1,500 worth of material between the plastic and the electronics and the paint and all the superstructure.
Now you pay for all that, or somebody cover?
And that's all out of my own pocket.
Expensive. Okay. Where are you from?
From Durand, Illinois. It's a small town of 1,000 people right at the top of the state of Illinois.
Huh. All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Should have brought my keel for the super deformed. I forgot online. You have to zoom in on the back of Bad Town.
Already did.
In several sections, I start in the folds and the feeds, and I start taking out pie shapes, small pie shapes, and heating and bending and taking them out. So if anyone wants to come up real close, they'll see 3 incisions in each toe. Yeah, start taking out small pie shapes, heating and welding and pushing it into place. I bend my own finger to see how the space in my finger looks. How does it condense my skin? How does it look? Does it shorten it? I was starting to worry that it was making the toes too short. Well, I started bending my fingers saying, no, I guess that's getting close to accurate. So I could not stand it. He would not run with his foot up like that. Brian? Yes. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, everybody. I got to close up. Any quick questions? Any ideas you want to share?
Where do you buy your bulk resin?
Vagabond. It's out in California. Yeah, also, Silpack is here. They sell resin. They're down there selling resin, rubber. Huh? They don't either, but they have flyers down there how you can order resin.
Now customizing that along as well. And we don't have a lot of time, so instead of demoing, I thought we could do a question and answer, so we all answer anything we can possibly do. If anybody has any questions on painting or building or basically anything on so feel free to. What I'm filling with? Okay, I fill kits, depending on what the kit is and how it's designed. This is a final kit. Most of the time, I'll fill it with mountain cements, which you can buy at a common shop that fills, mostly a railroad nylons, a 2-part mixture, it's equal parts of A and B mixture, and it creates a liquid to pour in, and it sets up in about 2 or 3 minutes, it starts to foam up, and it'll fill, expands, it fills, and as it heats, as it expands, it heats, and with vinyl, you can it's kind of great because you can, like for instance, a leg or bow or something, you can hold it in shape, you might say 3 or 4 minutes, it's going to be solid, you can let go, it's not going to change shape. And I use that for filling. The trick is you have to, depending on how to get what part you're filling on, say if you're doing like the waist down the kit, you can just pour the stuff in and it'll fill up. If you're doing a kit where it's got to go into some different crevices and cavities, kind of hold somewhere else in the kit, let air come out, because that stuff goes down and fills. The air's got to go somewhere. And if you don't, I've had kits puff up. You know, like you'll put it, it'll look like it's done, set it on just a shelf, and like a day later, I'm going to have to puff or, you know, such as happening, it's collapse or something. So I learned that kind of hole or something. Some kits I'll use plaster. I used to use plaster a lot, starting out. And certainly it's not poison. The thing I don't like about plaster, there's 2 things I don't like about plaster. One is a lot of times it can trap moisture in the kit, and that can down the road has cause some problems. I've had kits ruin. I set it on a shelf, and like 6 months later, you move the kit, the shelf's ruined, and you think it's like it's a condensation ruin or something. Another thing with plaster is, depending on how much you put in, it can crack and come loose inside and rattle around. And it's not that big of a deal, so you got to mess with it. So I've used plaster. I've also used resin. It's a little more expensive, but a lot of people don't want to mess with resin. Everybody hear me okay? Resin's good for healing kids. It's really strong ink on the back. I didn't get the hair off. And I wanted to bring it forward. And rather than cut the kid and have to recut and stuff, but I put eyes. This is the bad thing with the seminar. I can't demonstrate. With eyes, I do the whites of the eye first. And the trick with eyes is you don't want to use white. White's too harsh. If you look at anybody's eyes in this room, you'll notice, at least from the distance that I'm looking at most of you, your eyes are not a whole lot different color, while the whites are not a whole lot different color your skin around it. It is what it is. You just want enough of a difference.
All right. Hi.
Hi.
And you are?
Mark Halen from Mental Mischief Company.
Where are you guys from?
Well, it's Portland, Oregon. It's actually Clackamas, but nobody knows where the heck that is. So tell them Portland, at least they can relate to that.
How long have you been in the industry?
I've been doing this stuff for about 5.5 years or so. Started off as Toys in the Attic, and then went to From the Ground Up, and then after marital dispute, and I hope she doesn't see this, it's now Mental Mischief Company. So.
Where do you think the hobby's going?
It's increasing tremendously. Everybody's really getting into this, and they're looking to. Everybody wants a little piece of something, and as long as it stays fun, I think it's going to be okay.
How do you guys go about picking what kit to build? What?
That's something. It's like it's one of those things. I got two theories I go by. First of all, it's one thing. If it's something I wouldn't mind putting on my wall, I'm thinking somebody else probably wants it too. But it also kind of goes to the theory of what George Carlin used to say. If you nail two things that have never been nailed together before, some schmuck's going to buy it. So
good theory.
So there's a little of both there. Mostly just some unusual stuff. I like the unusual stuff.
What's the latest thing you guys worked on?
Actually, the latest thing that's not even out yet is we're doing Luna from Mark the Vampire. We just came out with our Snake Boy from the movies, and we're helping some guys do the Gremlin Heads trophy plaque thing.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks.
I was actually going like this. You know, took it rolling across the floor.
There's no pets allowed in this hotel.
I know. He's very clean though. Stop that.
This is normal for us.
Okay, yeah, figures. Who's that?
This is Felicia.
Felicia.
This is his date for the evening.
This is good too.
There's the hostess at the restaurant. Turn him down.
Turn me down. Turn him down.
This is why we do these kind of shows.
Talk next.
This is Kirby. This is Jeff.
This is Felicia.
And Felicia. That's good. How'd you guys get started?
Well, actually, through shows like this. We've been doing conventions for about, 15 years.
15 years.
15 years.
It's been a long time.
He found a Sakura Gilman. That was his first vinyl. I got a Horizon Michael Keaton Batman. That was my first vinyl. And we've been building plastic kits since Aurora days. And,
my first kit was the original edition of Aurora Godzilla.
Mine was the Comic Scene Tarzan.
In fuchsia plastic. Godzilla, that is.
You guys like Wonderfest the most, or?
Oh God, yes. toys, goodies. Our big show is Dragon Con in Atlanta, Georgia. But this is the stuff we go to Dragon Con to find.
Right.
Dragon has a great dealer's room. It's about this big, but it's got everything. It's got models and toys, plus the costume stuff, jewelry.
So the models, it's a smaller selection of models what you can find. This is everything we want. Right here, you know. It's like, don't let the lights go out because we'll be backing up a truck and we'll clean you all out.
Get everything you were looking for this weekend?
Just about. I wanted a Horizon vinyl Batman in the character shop, sold out, damn it.
I found the Frankenstein Bernie Wrightson I wanted.
I did get the Bat Beast I wanted. So okay. The Man Bat, the Bat Beast here.
I need 3 more Aurora built-up monsters, which the guy had them upstairs.
Oh, and I got the sexiest Vampirelli you've ever seen. This is sexy, solid resin form. It's a recast. Strike that part. Edit that sucker right out. Cut it right out.
It's an unlicensed recast.
Well, thank you guys very much.
That right out.
Thank you very much.
What?
Thank you.
You guys have stuff in the contest?
Yes, I got a Batgirl and...
Say goodnight, Stevie.
Wait, Felicia has to say goodnight.
I got a Batgirl, I got animated Batman, I got Harley Quinn, I've got a Borg Gray Alien, and I've got Darkclaw from Amalgam Comics. Shut up. I'm talking here. I love you. Said love.
Not trying, but it didn't come out.
I'm Lynn Silman with Geometric Design.
Where's your company going these days?
Right now we've got some projects coming up. The Ambassador Spock model, we're debuting at this Wonderfest show, and we'll go into full production with that next week. Also the Predator model is scheduled to ship in June. We should have the molds for that sometime at the beginning of June and then ship to our distributors within that month. That comes with 2 optional heads, one with the mask and one without. The other projects we have are some of these new 1/4 scale resin limited edition busts. Had this one out for a few months, about 6 months. The Curse of Frankenstein, Phantom of the Opera, the Wolfman, all Don Chaney Jr. renditions of the characters he played. We're also going to do a London After Midnight. That sculpture should be finished within the next month or so. And we should be able to get that ready for an upcoming show in Los Angeles, Mad Model Party.
How'd you get started in the hobby?
Boy, first, as far as model kits, the old Aurora monster kits back when I was a kid. And then found out about this hobby in the early 80s, the garage kits, and saw some stuff that found very interesting actually through my partner in the business, George Stevenson. He kind of found out that there's this hobby and got me hooked into it again and been building models ever since.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sure.
Thank you.
Taylor.
Of?
Weird Works.
So what got you started in garage kit industry and your t-shirts and all etc.?
What got me started in t-shirts was having a family to provide for. And what got me started in garage kits was I started looking around trying to replace the Aurora kits I'd had as a kid around 1980 and found out that they'd gone out of business in '77 and they weren't available anymore. So I bought up what I could find there and got into the Japanese garage kits that were just coming out, the Billikens and Sakudas and Mojave and stuff. And it's been in it ever since. I got into doing garage kits about a year or 2 ago when I had some partners who had sculpting experience and they worked on that and I did the marketing and packaging and stuff.
What do you like most about the hobby?
Well, coming to Wonderfest, it's probably the people who are here, but I think that's an exceptional case. Mostly, I think it's just very appealing that so many people, so many creative people finally have an outlet for their sculptural talents, or the dreams that they've got. They can put it down and they can get it out and sell it to people, and or trade it with people who are interested in the same thing. I think it's just
Do you think most people see it that way, though?
Oh no, God no! I'm much smarter than everybody else. No, I don't know. I don't know how people see it. It appeals to me. All kinds of miniatures appeal to me for some reason. I have no idea why, but these obviously more so. I'm into into the horror movies and the science fiction movies. From when I was a kid,
right.
And the subject matter definitely appeals to me. But I think also just the fact that some guy really sweated over this and spent a lot of time in his garage, pouring these things and getting them out. And it's an amazing, like Raven Hood over here. This stuff's amazing. He does it in his garage, just like everybody else. What they call them, garage kids,
You think Wonderfest is one of the better shows, or?
That's one of the best shows. Yeah, it's a great show to come to. People-wise, everybody's really friendly here. But it's a lot of fun. It's a great weekend.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck. Okay, and you are?
Raven Hood.
And you do?
I'm sculptor.
Sculptor. What inspires you? What kind of kits do you like to do?
Oh, I think I'm kind of inspired from a little background knowledge. I'm a real big science fiction fan. I've always been a fan of models. The figures coming up, I've been doing art school things. So I just started doing a few things to see if they'd sell.
Doing okay then?
I'm doing fairly well. I mean, I'm doing a lot better than some. It's not an easy business.
Yeah. How'd you get started?
Actually, my dad's an artist. He used to work for Disney and Hasbro, some of the other media companies. And, he started doing some of his first sculpture projects, and I copied him right along. I've been doing a little bit every since.
Well, how do you feel about Wonderfest? One of the better shows?
Oh yeah, most definitely one of the better shows. Friendly atmosphere, it's real family.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Like little veil things?
The bride.
Yeah. Nipple popping up. That belongs in the other room.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be
You have 10 or 5? Thanks a lot.
What'd you just get, Jason?
Got grandma's skull. All right. Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, the only
There's the big one. See the detail on it.
Japanese was really like there all the time.
On all fours on a four-poster bed. Honest to God, some people on the staff thought a picture. No, a real naked woman on all fours.
I was going to say, everybody would be in there.
And I'm sure there's a lot of disappointment. They get in there and they see, oh, it's just been a bad Tabitha. Oh, I thought it was going to be a little.
They're probably talking about the kid.
Well, they were, but someone misinterpreted. They thought it was a real naked woman.
Oh, that's not. Oh.
It's word of mouth.
It wasn't me.
You started the rumor.
Okay, Larry.
Okay.
Where are you from?
I'm from Columbus, Indiana.
How'd you get started in the whole garage kit
My wife.
deal?
It's her fault. She's to blame. She likes a lot of movies and anime characters and whatnot, and she saw this darkness from the movie Legend, that kit, classic plastics kit in the store.
You're the one who sculpted and stole it.
No, she begged me to get this kit and do it for her, so I got it and I kind of put it together and slapped some paint on it. I said, hey, that's kind of cool. And then I got hooked. It was awful.
What's your favorite subject matter?
Favorite subject matter would have to be sex and death. No. I like the feature core stuff, the really sort of bizarre original characters. Japanese artist Nirasawa and Takeya, they're into themes of people transforming themselves, a lot of insect images. They use skeletons, all sorts of weird stuff in the sculptures. It's just neat stuff.
What do you think about never my voice. What do you think about Wonderfest?
Wonderfest is a great Midwest show. It's a great place to see what the best and brightest in the hobby are doing. All sorts of great kits to buy, and strange people like Bill Jenks here. Where? Right here.
Right there.
So another photo op for you, Bill.
All right, well, thank you very much.
No problem.
I'm Chris Wallace.
What's some of the projects you've worked on in the past, favorites?
Let's see, Special Effects Man, Gremlins, The Fly, Romancing Stone, Enemy Mine, directed Fly 2, Gremlins and The Fly are my favorites. Got the Academy Award for The Fly, which was a big surprise. I loved it. Gremlins was the hardest picture I've ever worked on, but also my favorite. What else can I tell you?
The garage kit industry, what do you like about that?
You know, the garage kit industry is great because it was born out of a need for it rather than somebody trying to market something to somebody. And really what it is all us kids who didn't quite fit in anywhere or felt we didn't fit in anywhere and loved monsters and stuff and had no output for it. So we sort of built it up ourselves. And I think it's really, really great. And what it's done is fostered a lot of wonderful artists in the field. And I don't know whether you've seen the models here and stuff, but it's incredible work and really consistent. It just gets better every year.
Have you sculpted anything for garage kits, or?
I've done 3 garage kits. I did a figure of Nestor the Wonderfester here at Wonderfest, which was fun. I did a creature from the Black Lagoon for Black Horse, which is Dark Horse. Sorry, which is sold out. And I've just finished Hideous Sun Demon for Janice.
Okay. All right. Wonderfest, you're here just about every year?
I'm here every year I can possibly be here. I don't go to any other conventions but Wonderfest because Wonderfest is the best. Oh, no.
Friendly atmosphere?
What's that?
About friendly atmosphere?
Well, that's just it. It's not like it's a professional show where everybody's out to make the buck. It's more of a family reunion, and it's just really great. It's great to see what makes hobbies great. It's the people who love doing the stuff, and they're here to see themselves have fun doing it.
All right. Thank you very much.
Acknowledge Brian Bobrow and John Davis for their hard work in organizing and running the model.
I already did.
Outside our model club who helped us with ushering and with taking care of the large numbers of entries that had to be dealt with. We really appreciate all the help. Every year we have more and more people from out of town that get involved and give us a hand. So thank you all very much. Before I announce those awards, I want to let everyone know how successful the raffle and silent auction were this year. Really difficult with
fine entries that were in the contest this year. That is a tough thing to do. I also would like to quickly thank the people that compiled this list.
All right. John.
Dargell. Undead Orc, Jeff Stringer.
Hello.
Bad Tabitha, Ray Van Dam. Blade Runner, Corey Smith.
Boy, they gave that band Tabitha.
This may be a typo. Dwam, Al Schmidt. Dawn, that's what I thought. Dawn. Blues singer, Joe Evans. Guillotina, Dan Lane. Crom, Bruce P. Byerly. Executioner, Jack B. Hood. Bride of Frankenstein, Dave Metzner. All right, Dave, just stay up there and face the audience for a moment. Female Warrior, Dave Metzner. Countess Frankenstein, Dave Metzner. Little Wolf, Dave Metzner.
All right.
You folks stand up for Joe Mansberger now. Hey, over here, dude. Mars Attacks, Randy Schramm. Stripping Liz, Chris Just. Diver 1, Edward Bagwell. All right, Ed, just stay there. Terminated, Edward Bagwell. Anima Iria, Edward Bagwell. I didn't say leave. You may leave. Resistance was futile, Andy Price. Gilman, Randy Vandal. Frankenstein, Chris Chambers. All right, Chris, it's your turn. Tarna on Bird. Moon Singer, Larry. There you go. Indiana Jones, Don Pierce. We are now going to enter the bronze category. Lum with Groceries, John Weber. I've worn lots of shoes, Gabriel Marquez.
Yeah!
Probably coming. He's coming. This guy really wants to make an entrance, doesn't he? Would you start at the end of the room? That's okay there, Gabriel. The food served at 8. Dragon Hunter, Bruce Byerly. White Earth, Dave, I've got a lot of awards, Metzner. Running out of pockets here, Dave? She Pirate, Cindy Morgan. Penguin, Randy Schramm. Predator Trophy, Chris Just. Hang on, Chris.
Chris did good.
Hey there. Hey there, good luck. The Bride, Chris Just.
Oh yeah.
Naked Area, Rick LaRue.
All right.
Crow, Edward Bagwell. Lon Chaney, Tom Stockman. Jungle Betty, Randy Matthews. Politically correct, Ms. Muppet, Marston Vanishian. It's not the Oscars, let's move it along.
Acceptance speech.
Ramirez, Ed Wild. That one I love. Countess Garstein. Scald, Harry Lowe. Harry. Here he comes. He's running. I like this guy. All right, Harry. Harry, just come on. Just keep coming. Let everybody see you because you get one for Evo 1.
All right.
Genocider, Larry J. Brackney. Larry brought his own groupies, I see.
He rules.
Clangadin, Michael Jacques. SF Fantasy Art Figures, Silvers. Michael McCowan, Nina Gilman suits. Daikon Bunny, Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah! One laughter! He's over there. I think.
Alien Queen, Marcus Delco.
Good.
DeLeo. Who are we missing? Kevin O'Connell. Kevin, come and collect your award.
Where is he? Accepting for him. He's here.
First name is
It was the Daikon bunny. The bunny. Ice or one should be the ice or one.
The next one is one we often, when we work at Wonderfest, think about. Welcome to Hell, Rick LaRue.
All right.
Hey Rick, come back. You have love eternal.
All right.
Guillotina, Ed Bagwell. Slayer, Mike Morgan.
Yes! All right. Mike is the man. All right.
Frog Woman, Cliff Dotson. Calabus, Dan Chrisley. This next one will be fun because I get to watch him run up here again. Holy Bell, John Lowe.
All right.
He must be selling something. John Lowe, Holy Bell.
There he comes.
Here he comes. Oh, he's walking. We wore him out the first time.
That was
And our last silver in this category, a popular choice, Medusa, Joe Nedgeberger. Gold Awards, SF Fantasy Horror Figures. Bakesh Bob, Stan Swank. Hold it, Stan. Pulling the double, Dragon Ogre, Stan Swank. TAK 1011 Tempest, Marcus DeLeo. ATAC, Michael McCowan.
Jason waiting to get his kits. Wonderfest is over. Didn't come away with anything with Model Cabinets. We both got a couple really cool kids. Until next year, I guess. See you later.